Hey, so as you know, I'm discussing the multiple perpetrator stalker network and their suppression and repression operation. So this is considered them stopping, blocking, and replacing people. And that's the reason why they're always talking about copying, doppelganging, or mimicking other people. It's because they suppress people and then they present themselves as that person's personality or intellectual property or aesthetic. And that's why they have to block you, because they don't want anybody else to see who the originator is. That's people who are discussing high value relationships. They're talking about providers. They're talking about, what it takes to be a business person and successful, and they're telling you that you don't need to work hard. It's people that are discussing narcissistic personality disorder. It's people that are in the twin flame universe. It's people that are coaching on relationships in general. And, it's a bunch of men that are in this network trying to coach other men on what it is to be a provider, and yet they're all stalking women. And then there's a bunch of women who are supposed to be their counterparts. They're not their counterparts, but I mean like in the operation, right? Like they're talking about relationships, they're talking about narcissistic abuse, they're talking about rejection. The whole storyline is based on their surveillance abuses and their targeting. So they target people with narcissistic abuse, and then they take that insight or what they're observing and they channel it into a script. Okay? So they triangulate people on purpose so that they have something to script to talk about. They impose these narratives of rejection and narcissistic abuse and triangulation on people that they've targeted with surveillance abuse. Also, when you hear these people talking about downloads or gifts, a lot of the time they're talking about something called synthetic telepathy. That sounds crazy, but if you want to look it up, you can see it as the microwave fray effect. A lot of the technologists and tech bros were talking about this online as an inside joke, just like they talk about simulations as an inside joke. But that all relates to the Web3 infrastructure, where they have things like your digital twin, a cognitive twin, the BCI, the brain-computer interface, and a bunch of, developer tools that are going into building telehealth or remote health. So they like to steal identities. If you listen to the script and you hear them talking about stolen identities and the whole twin flame thing, that specifically ties into the digital twin. They steal identities so that they can connect to your digital twin. Sounds crazy, but you got to look up what's involved in the Web3. So that's basically what they're doing. They're basically just laundering that they abuse the Web3 infrastructure, that they're targeting people through brain-computer interfaces, and that they're stealing identities to twin with your digital or cognitive twin. Now, that digital or cognitive twin is used for predictive analytics, okay? It's like your digital footprint, but it's parallel biocomputed. So it's also connected to the actual physical thing, right? It has a cyber physical presence, which means that it gets real-time updated, or that its predictive analytics are based on the real thing. So these people, when they steal your identity, they want to connect to your cognitive and digital twin, so they have access to a breadth of knowledge, epistemology, and ontology. And then they pretend like it's their own. And it goes into building advertising, building scripts, building media, building algorithms. So they take all that data and it gets fed to their network, and they consider that to be a part of their abundance or manifestation. And they also call it the collective. The Russians call it a noosphere or a nooscope. Okay, you got to look up that. But yeah, the things that these people are laundering is that they abuse something called the microwave fray effect. This was also used in Iraq And in Iraq, it was known as the voice of God. So a lot of people actually think that they're experiencing schizophrenia, but it's just technology. It's people abusing technology and surveillance. That's all it is. It's a whole network of them that are abusing technology and then pretending like they're magical and calling themselves witches and warlocks.